All right, welcome to Rockstarter.com. We are here with the ultra-talented Lance Carpenter.
Hey, y'all.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks, Tim.
So we just saw Lance down at the Key West Songwriters Festival, and he crushed it all week. And just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your career. Things are really going well for you. So how did you get your start, and what are some of the highlights of your career so far?
Cool. I got my start. I made my first trip to Nashville in February of 2008 to attend NSAI Song Camp 101 after discovering them online. I Googled songwriting and found NSAI while I was in Maine. A guy got me up on stage to play the first time. Long story short, came to town, and that trip changed my life. I found out there was a business, the music business, and I became a sponge. And I thought, man, one of these days, maybe I'll be able to sit around at Douglas Corner at the Bluebird and play a song and have everybody quiet. And it's been such a blessed journey. Met so many friends and had so many great things happen along the way, and it's kind of just starting. So I'm excited.
That's awesome. So you were living, where are you from again?
I'm from Arkansas, Ozark, Arkansas.
Nice.
Woo Pig Suey.
So you were in Arkansas, and you were playing and writing songs and everything then?
No, I never played. I picked up a guitar in college, and I learned my first few chords watching CMT. It was total hobby, which is kind of a bad word in Nashville, but some friends of mine played, and they didn't even play out and gig. They just kind of around the campus and around campfires and things like that. So I just kind of picked it. It got my mind off football. It got my mind off stress. It got my mind off girls.
Wow.
You know, that kind of thing.
But
then it also brought the girls back around, so I don't know if that was a help or a hindrance, but so yeah, it was a total hobby. And when I used to work for FEMA for almost 8 years. I traveled the country and worked federal disasters for the Department of Homeland Security. And I took a guitar everywhere or bought one, and a few friends played. And when we got off work at night, we would sit around the pool and we would play, and it just gave us kind of stress relief. But then in Maine, I got asked to be on stage for the first time in 2007 to play. I was so nervous, I dropped my pick like 2 or 3 times my first song. But there was something that said, I want to write a better song. I want to captivate an audience, and didn't know what it would lead to. And went to Nashville to learn how to write a song. And now I write for a publisher, for Parallel Entertainment, my family. And I have a band, and we tour the country. And yeah, so it's just, there's so much things that have happened. It's kind of a whirlwind.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. So everybody out there, who's thinking of moving to Nashville, definitely look up NSAI.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. If you think that songwriting or being an artist is in your heart and there's nothing else you think you can do, give it a chance. I mean, go for it. Come to Nashville, meet people, get up on stage. In the words of Brian White, the songwriter, dare to suck. Get up on stage, learn a guitar, learn piano, and then dare to suck it up. Do your thing, meet people.
I couldn't ask for better advice than that. So, say you have a cousin or something who wants to do what you do. What kind of advice would you give them? Somebody who's back in Arkansas, back in their hometown, and they're thinking about making the plunge.
First off, I'd tell them, if you have a dream, chase it. Don't listen to other people. Your family's going to think you're nuts, or they're going to be blindly supportive. Your friends are going to think you're nuts, or they're going to be blindly supportive. You're going to get to town, you're not going to know anybody. But give it a chance. And don't I'll go to town for 6 months, and if nothing happens, if I don't get a big cut by George Strait, then I'm going to go home.
Right.
But 3 things I tell people when I meet them is you got to have patience. And that's patience with the industry, that's patience with yourself, patience with how well you write a song, patience with playing a guitar, things like that. You got to have patience with yourself and with everybody else. But you got to have persistence. You got to be able to get up, you got to practice every day. You got to write every day. And you got to meet people. And you got to learn about the business of songwriting. And learn, if you hear a song on the radio and you love it, look up who wrote it. Find out who they write for. Find out what their history is. Because if you dig something they're doing, then that's probably an influence that you're going to kind of pick up. We sound like a lot of other people before we sound what we sound like in the end. So, just do something every day that pushes you along. So patience, persistence, and then alligator skin. Gotta have alligator skin, because you're gonna hear no a lot.
Yeah.
For every one yes, you're gonna hear 99 no's.
Absolutely.
People are gonna tell you that you're horrible, you need to go home, don't waste their time.
Yep.
And some people are just gonna be challenging you to see if you have that, fortuitous to stick around, or if you're weak and you believe them and you go home.
Yeah.
But so have patience with yourself and other people. Have persistence with yourself and other people.
Yep.
And have alligator skin.
I always tell people, there's going to be a ton of people that give you a hard time, or just don't believe in what you're doing, or are outright kind of crappy to you. And I try to tell people to use that for kind of inspiration.
Absolutely.
to get back. You want to gain success so that you can prove people wrong.
Absolutely.
You know?
Tell me I can't do something, and I'm going to work my butt off to prove it.
Absolutely.
Not in spite you. One, because I want to prove to myself. If I can't prove to myself, it doesn't do me any good to try to prove you wrong.
Absolutely. So you have a big single out on country radio. Tell us about that.
Oh my God. Kelsea Ballerini, Love Me Like You Mean It. It's my first single on country radio. Kelsea, you're awesome. I wrote it.
Everybody check it out. Download it. Buy it.
The EP's on iTunes now. Her album's out May 19th. I wrote it with Forrest Glenn Whitehead and Josh Kerr and Kelsea Ballerini, and she is so dang talented. We wrote it one Monday night eating pizza at Black River, just kind of hanging out. And a year or so before she ever had a record deal, we didn't think there was nobody on country radio that was doing anything like that. So who are going to get to cut this? Who will ever cut this? But eventually it kind of got her the offer from Black River, the record deal offer.
Oh, wow.
And then she cut 3 sides, and they chose that as the first single, and it's been on the radio for like 28 weeks now. It hit number 11 this week, and y'all will probably be the only ones to know this today. On the real Lifetime, it got to number 9, so we actually now officially have a top 10 single.
It's amazing, man. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. They call it a 10-year town. I was very blessed. I moved to town in 2011, and in an odd roundabout way, in 18 months, I had a publishing deal and 2 major cuts.
Wow.
Now that being said, neither one of those cuts were released on an album. That's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. That's on the movie. But anyway, that was a little cheesy, but that's all right. I like cheese on my sandwiches. But no, it was a blessing. Bigger Picture signed me to a publishing deal. Jeff Carlton, thank him so much. He's just been such a blessing to me. And then that company folded within like 5 months. Parallel Entertainment bought them out, and they kept me on board. And so I'm very blessed, and we're in negotiation right now to do another 4-year deal. And I couldn't be happier where I'm at. Tim Hunsy's a great guy and a showmaker. Everybody over there is so great. I'm just blessed to have a family in Nashville like that. NSAI was my first family, and Parallel is my family. So.
That is phenomenal. And check out your website is lancecarpenter.com.
LanceCarpentermusic.com. If you go to LanceCarpenter.com, you'll find this sweet old fella who does gospel music. He's awesome. So check him out.
He's awesome too, but also go to LanceCarpentermusic.com.
Absolutely.
And one of the coolest things is watching Lance sing the single himself, because he does it from the woman's point of view.
I don't
which
change
is
any
hilarious.
words. Oh, hey, boy with your hat back. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
The audience seems to like it. So.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Well, thanks for
having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it.
Thank all y'all out there. Keep inspired. Chase your dream. Man, let's do it.
LanceCarpentermusic.com.
Thanks.
That was perfect.
Thank
perfect,
you,
man.
Appreciate it.
That's a great story, too.
Oh, yeah.